Hi everyone, this is Lisa and this is Happy to Hook Creations. Today's video is going to be a little different because it is a tutorial on the headband that I am wearing. This is a headband that I made on a day that I was heading to church and didn't have anything to, I was trying to figure out what to do with my hair and it was driving me nuts. So I didn't have anything else to put on there and I just grabbed some yarn and whipped up this headband. That was, I want to say it was maybe 4 years ago. It's 2024. Yeah, it was right after COVID. So 2020 is when I made this. The very first one. I've made a ton since then, but everyone has been asking me about doing a tutorial. It is super easy. I promise you it's going to be beginner friendly. So all you need to know is half double crochet and front post, back post, double crochet. That's really important and it sounds really menacing, but it really isn't, I promise. So I will show you how to get it done. Bear with me. I've never done a tutorial before, but so many of you have asked about this headband. I thought I'd better show you how I make it. So let's get started. Okay guys, so to make this headband, you're gonna need a crochet hook. I use an H hook because I'm using 4-weight yarn. If you want to use a bigger hook size, if your tension's really tight, then just go up to a 5.5, which is an I hook. You're going to need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle to sew in the ends and to sew in to make your twist. So let's move these over. Okay, today I'm using Big Twist, great value. You're not going to use a lot of yarn at all. You can make a bunch of this headband out of this yarn. So if you needed to make multiples, if you use like a neutral color, believe me, you will have plenty in here. So to get started, like I stated earlier, it is a really easy pattern. I didn't want anything that was going to be, too difficult. And this is something I just whipped up going to church one day because my hair was not cooperating with me. So you're going to make your slip knot and you're going to make a chain. So my head circumference is 22 and you're going to need to make an odd number. So just chain up a chain. You can start with 67. I chain for myself 75 because you have to allow yourself room to fold up the headband, sew it up, and then turn it inside out. So keep that in mind when you're measuring. So I would just make a long chain. Please remember your count. If you got to write it down, because sometimes it's hard to keep track. I've done that before. But like I said, you got to make a long enough chain that's going to fit around your head where you want your headband to go. And you also want to make sure that it's not tight. If it's tight, when you sew it together to make your twist, it's not going to fit. So give yourself some room. I mean, as you can see, this yarn it's pretty stretchy, which is good. I like for my headbands to fit snug, but not, so tight that it gives me a headache. But do that. I'm going to do a chain of 75 for me personally, but chain it. Just make sure you end with an odd number. So get your chain made, and then we'll come back and get to the next step. Okay, I've got my chain of 75 and I was looking, I don't have my measuring tape, but you can't see it all on camera. I'm sorry about that. So once you have your desired chain, make sure I can't stress enough, measure it to your head or to whoever you're giving this to. If it's a gift, just make sure you know what the circumference is. On average, like my girls, all 3 of my girls, I have to chain 67 for them. Their heads, probably 18 to 22 inches. Mine starts at 22. So I have to do a chain of 75 just so I know it's going to fit my big head. But, all right. So now that you've got the chain, your chain fit, you're going to yarn over, go into that second chain from the hook and do a half double crochet. And you are going to do a half double crochet in every stitch to the end, okay? So half double crochet, you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a half double crochet. So do half double crochet all the way to the end. By the time you're done, you're going to have whatever number. I was going to say 74, but I'll have 74 because I need to chain 75. So if you chained 67, you'll have 66 half double crochets at the end. So you see what I mean? So whatever you chained, if you kept track of the number, you're going to delete 1. So or not delete, but just subtract. I guess it's the same, but it just kind of sounded funny. Okay, so just do half double crochet all the way to the end, and we'll meet back up here. Okay, I'm coming up on my last stitch. Half double crochet in the very last stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to turn your work. This is what it should be looking like. It's pretty long, looks pretty big, huh? I got a big head, I'm not kidding. Okay, so next, we're gonna do 2 more rows of half double crochets, but they're gonna be in the back loop only. So let me move this out of the way. So let me get this. So right here, you've got these 2 loops. You're gonna go in this back loop only, just in that loop, all the way across. So let's put that back in there. All right, so half double crochet, you're gonna yarn over, and just in that back loop only, right there, you're gonna do a half double crochet. And you're gonna do that in the back loop only, all the way across. This is gonna make a really nice rib. It's gonna make a nice ribbing when you're done, guys. So just half double crochet, back loop only, just like this. And again, if your tension is really tight, you might want to consider going up a stitch or a hook size, just to an eye. You don't want it too big. Just half double crochet all the way to the end, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I'm getting ready to finish up my last stitch of the second half double crochet row in the back loops only, and that's what it looks like so far. We're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to repeat that row. You're going to do half double crochet, back loop only, just like that, all the way to the end. And then we will start our center part, the textured part of the headband, after this row. So continue to do half double crochet, back loop only, till you get to the end, and then I'll meet you back here to start in the center. Okay, I'm making the last stitch for this row. Let's see, we are row 3, so we're getting ready to start row 4. So when you're done, chain 1 at the end, turn your work. This is how it should be looking so far. Okay, so turn your work. After you chained your 1, in that very first stitch right here, you're going to put a double crochet. Whoops, if I know how to do them. There we go. All right, so double crochet, yarn over. It doesn't, not in the back loop, just a regular double crochet in each stitch going through both loops. Okay, double crochet is yarn over, go through the hoop, or insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. That is your double crochet. So you're just going to double crochet all the way to the end, okay? All the way to the end here. And this is going to be the start of our texture for the center part of this headband. So double crochet, and if I'm going too fast for you, you can always slow it up, but as long as you know double crochet, just put a double crochet in every stitch across, okay? And then we'll come back and start row 5. Okay guys, I'm at the last 2 stitches of row 4, and you're just doing, should be just doing double crochets. This is the last one. Okay, now you're gonna chain 1. I gotta get some more yarn here. Hold on a minute. Turn your work. Okay, so this is how it should be looking. And now you are going to do a front post double crochet. So that's yarning over, going through your behind your double crochet. So see how you yarn over, and then this is the second one, and then you just do a double crochet. So you're just making a double crochet over that double crochet that you have already. So a back post is yarning over and going in front, taking that loop, pulling it up, and then completing your double crochet. All right, so let's try that again. Yarning over, go behind the double crochet, pull up a loop, and then complete your double crochet. Back post is going behind and making sure it's in front of your double crochet, pulling up a loop. Well, if it'll work, let's try it again. It can be tricky. Okay, yarn over, go behind the one you just did, so that your crochet hook is in front of that double crochet. Pull up a loop, pull it all the way through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you do a front post. So you're just going to alternate front post and back post. I put my thumb there so I know it doesn't like move too much, because sometimes it'll slip off the hook when I'm trying to do the back one. So I just kind of hold on to it, kind of use my finger to guide it through. Ta-da, just like that. And this is how it should be looking. Okay, so front post, front, back, front, back. You're going to alternate until you get to the end. Get this yarn to stay out of the way here. Okay, one more, back post. Just continue your double crochet, and there it is. And then front post. Oh, that one's got, this one's kind of pulling. I don't know what's going on with that, but I keep snagging it. There we go. And then behind, back post, and then double crochet front post, double crochet back post, and double crochet front post. Okay, that's how it should be looking right there, just like that. Okay, and you're going to do this all the way to the end of your work, and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Okay guys, I'm coming to the end of row 5, and I've got one front post, back post to do. And then you're going to have this little straggler back there, and see how it's not even. So I do a back post in that last one as well, and it evens it out. There we go. All right, so then you're going to chain 1. Oh, I feel like I'm about to lose my, hold on, I have to adjust. Sorry about that. Chain 1 and turn your work. So now your middle section is done. Sometimes I like to add an extra row or 2 of the texture, the front post, back post, but that's only if I'm making a wider headband. This is just a regular sized one, so we're just going to do the 1 row of double crochets and then 1 row of front post, back post. So now you've turned your work. We're going to start row 6. So 6, 7, and 8 are all going to be the same. You're going to put a half, Okay, let me, it doesn't want to cooperate. You're gonna put a half double crochet. Oh my goodness, what in the world? There we go. Half double crochet in the back loops only of each stitch across. This is just not, there we go. All right, back loop only. Remember, this is the back loop. So you want to insert your hook in there, pull up, and yarn over and pull through all three. So you're going to do back post or back loop only, half double crochet for the next 3 rows, guys. All right, it'll be row 6, row 7, and row 8. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you're going to finish off with 3 half double crochet rows. And when you're done, meet me back here and I will show you how to sew this up and have it twist in the middle. Okay, everyone, this is what your finished piece should look like before sewing it together for the twist. So when you're done with that last row, row 8 of your half double crochet, this is what it should look like. And again, if you want it to be wider, just add like another row. So add 4 rows of half double crochets instead of 3. You can still keep the 2 here if this is a good texture for you, like a good width. If not, just add another row and then another row of half double crochet. So what I would do next is cut a piece of yarn. I was going to say string. Cut a piece of yarn. Now, I make these all the time. So, and even if you have a little extra, this is what I do. Hold on, let me zoom out. Okay, so you've got your piece. Well, I just disconnected it. But when I'm done, I just tie that off. And then I just go down the length of the headband and then cut. This way, you know, you've got the yarn that you need. You're definitely not going to need that much. But you know what? Maybe you just like to sew it up a few times so it doesn't come out. Thread your needle and get ready for sewing. Now, everyone's head circumference is a little bit different. Mine, again, is 22 inches. And you see how much stretch this has? This has a good stretch, which is what I like. So just make sure before you get started that whoever you're making this for, yourself or for a gift, that you measure their circumference so you know what your starting chain will be. Okay? All right, so now, and you can leave this. I use that to tie it off at the end when I'm done. I'll show you in a minute. So right now, what you need to do, and I like to have this part with the thread, I like that to be on the outside. So I meet them right here halfway. Now, a lot of people do it this way. Hold on, this might be easier. Kind of like just pinching it together at the ends, pinching it together at the ends. Okay, just like that. And then one inside one inside the other, just like that. Okay, so again, you pinch them at the end, pinch it at the end like this, and then meet. Well, that one doesn't want to cooperate. And then you come together and just kind of, it's like you're taking a bite, which is funny because this is like Cookie Monster color. Okay, I'll stop. All right, so now that you got those lined up, guys, just start sewing. Okay, so another thing to remember, because when I was first making these, the first one I made was, you know, it wasn't bad, but then I just got progressively better because I've made so many. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'm not paying attention, but if you happen to chain too many and it's too big, just go further down when you're sewing it together. You don't want to go like way down here and have this big, huge, bulky thing, you know, underneath your head. But if you've got to go down to about ½ an inch or so, just go down ½ an inch. But if you did it right, you should be fine. So this is why I like to have this start at the end. I go through here, make sure you get all layers right at the top and right on the edge, and then I pull it through. Okay, and then I just go back and forth, just like that, making sure that I get every single layer of this headband. So because you don't want it to come apart. You want it to be nice and secure at the end. Just back and forth. You see how I'm making sure that I've picked up every stitch. I've gone through like the top one. Oops, we'll get that out of the way. I'm going to use you here in a minute. Calm down. Just back and forth, guys, just like that. And this just ensures that you have every stitch accounted for, nice and tight. They can stretch it all they want and it will not come back. Or you can stretch it all you want if it's for you. So just make sure every layer gets a stitch for the yarn through there. Just right on through. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to show you what I do with that little tail here in just a second. We're almost done. Oops, get in there. Well, sometimes it's stubborn. Okay, and then here again. All right, so if you think that's good and secure, I mean, it looks good to me. So I'm going to cut this off about the length of my starting, just like that. And then I'm going to double knot this bad boy, and I'll do it twice. So I'll double knot it once, and then I'll double knot it again. Okay. And then, oops. Well, that one's kind of frayed at the end. Let's see what we can do with that. And you know what? If you guys have your own, everyone has their own way of closing things. It's okay. Just so long as it's secure, however you want to do it, it's perfectly fine. This is just how I do it. And this one is just, man, it is not cooperating, is it? Sometimes I only use the one, but I like both. Okay, so you have both strands, and then I just kind of run them back and forth, just through here, just back and forth. Get about halfway, and then run it through again. That one didn't want to cooperate, but you know what? I know it's good and secure, so I'm okay with that. And I think I need new scissors. They don't want to. There we go. Okay. Now, moment of truth. Truth. I can't talk. If that's good and secure. It looks good. Let me see if I can zoom in here. There we go. Okay, you see how good that looks? And then you just turn it inside out. And, oh, let's go back. Let's zoom back out. That looks kind of, there we go. And now, you got a headband. Look at that. And you see, it just, I don't know. This was just a nice, quick little headband for me to use. And I've made some wider. Let me show you the ones that I've made, the colors. So this one, obviously, is the royal blue. This one is like an Aran color. I've made it with chunky yarn. This one is a rust colored one. Let me get those out of your way now. I don't think I have any that are wide. This one's a little bit smaller. This is a child size. This one is also the child size. Getting that one ready for Valentine's Day. And this is the one I wear all the time. So it's a little stretched out right now and inside out. It just got out of the wash. I'm sorry. There we go. So there's this one. See how much bigger that is? I just feel like I have such a big head. Anyway, those are it. And like I said, it's very easy to, let's get the blue one back. It's very easy, you guys, to make it wider. I do not wear ear warmers. I like them to be about this length right here, which is, or width, I should say. Whoops. Hold on a minute. So yeah, this is like 3 inches. So 3 inches in the width is like ideal for me. But if you even want to double that, if you like a nice wide headband, just add rows until, you know, you think that looks good. This is 3, 2, and 3, right? So you have a total of 8 rows, but if you wanted, you could do 4 rows of half double crochet You could do 4 and 4, and that would widen it up. So however you want to do it. I really hope that you guys were able to understand this video okay. I have been very apprehensive about doing it. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me at happytohookcreations. No, that's wrong. happytohook@gmail.com. But you could put your question in the comment below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy hooking, everyone. Bye-bye.